everyone, my name's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today's the day we're bringing another set of limited edition items into Sale-a-bration 2016. And the items are Party Pants stamp set, Petal Pusher stamp set, and glitter tape. So here's the little flyer. It looks kind of like this. You have your glitter tape here. You have your Party Pants stamp set here and lots of ideas. And then, of course, the Petal Pushers on the back page, and there's just samples everywhere. And so I'll have a link to this brochure in my blog post, and then I'm going to show you today how to use the Party Pants stamp set to make a masculine card that includes ribbon and glitter. I know, you didn't think you could make a masculine card with ribbon and glitter, did you? Well, I'm here to prove that you can. So it says, put your party pants on, and when you open it up, you have the party pants, and I'm going to show you how to make that. And it says, happy birthday to you. And I just love it. I think it's very cute. I think any guy would get a kick out of this. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is get our piece of early espresso that we're using as our base card. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to fold along the fold line, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and give that a bit of a press so it will lie flat for us. The next piece of paper we're going to need is another piece of early espresso. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to take it to the Big Shot machine and run it through with the Stylish Stripes folder. And here it is. I've run it through the Big Shot machine, the Stylish Stripes folder, and how lovely this looks, all embossed. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually take our glitter tape first of all and put a strip along this edge. So the glitter tape, it's 15 yards. You get 5 yards of each color. You have the white glitter tape, which you can actually use a sponge dauber on. And using our different ink pads, you can color that glitter tape to customize it for anything you wish. And then we have silver and gold. So today we're going to use the gold. And I'm just going to find the end here. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to set this along this one side. And we'll give that a nice firm press, and then we'll just trim that up with our scissors. So we'll trim off this little edge here, and then we'll flip it over and trim off this edge here. Look how pretty that looks. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a tag that's going to go in this area, and we're just going to need a scrap of some Hello Honey paper. So this is my scrap of Hello Honey, and I'm going to use my decorative label punch, which looks like this. Just going to punch out a label, and we're going to set this aside because we'll be using that later. The next thing we need to do is we need to get rid of these little peaks on each end because I want to do a ribbon wrap around this. So I'm going to take my 3/4 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to bring it up here, and I'm just going to take off that little peak on each side. And then you have a nice smooth edge to do a ribbon wrap. So I have some early espresso cotton ribbon, and it looks just like this, and we'll secure that around this panel with some Scotch tape. All right, I have that panel complete, and now what we can do is go ahead and add our little square piece that's going to go here with our sentiment. So I have just a little scrap of Very Vanilla. And then I'm going to take my sentiment, which is put your party pants on, and I'm just stamping that right onto that square. Then if you wanted to, you could use a 1-inch square punch and punch that out. However, it's pretty tight. And so I found that I had a better result if I took my Big Shot machine and used my squares collection. I used the smallest square, which is just a shade bigger than the 1-inch square punch, and it seemed to work a little bit better for this particular sentiment. So I just ran that through the Big Shot machine, and then we can go ahead and we'll just add some dimensionals and put that right onto our label. And then we can set that aside for a minute while we work on our balloons. Again, I'm going to bring back that that piece of scrap, Hello Honey, and we're going to punch out 2 balloons. So I'm using the balloon bouquet punch. You can find this punch in the Occasions 2016 catalog. And if you don't want to get a lot of scraps as you're punching with the second balloon, what I do is I just line it up so that that second balloon punches pure air as long as you're going along to the right and punching the larger balloons. So that keeps your work surface a little bit cleaner. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp some cute little dots on these balloons. They're kind of like little hexagons. They're pretty cute. So we're going to just stamp one set right here, and then we'll do the same to this balloon over here. And then to the back of these balloons, we're going to add a little piece of string so that our balloons will have something to anchor them to the label. I'm going to use the linen thread, and so I'm just going to set this here. Then I'm going to take a dimensional and just secure that end right there. Add another dimensional for our balloon, and then we'll cut that string off, and then we'll add about the same length of string to this balloon. And again, secure it with a dimensional. We'll add one more dimensional here, and then we'll trim this end off. And now we're ready to start putting things on our card. So let's go ahead and we'll bring this back into the picture. We're just working with that front card panel right now. And I'm going to add my balloons first. I'm just going to set one here. And I didn't really press it down yet. I'm just barely putting it there just to make sure I have everything where I want it. We'll set another one here. And then we'll just move these strings so they're a little bit going off to this direction. Then I'm going to trim them so that the strings don't show through to the other side of the sentiment. So now we can secure those strings with a couple of dimensionals. So we'll just set one here and then another one here. Take off the top, and then we'll add our label. We'll just put our label right here. Maybe I'll add a dimensional to the bottom of this label. Keep it stable. And we'll set it in right about here. Perfect. Now it's ready for the front of our card. So here's the front of our card. We have everything ready to go. So let me go ahead and we'll just add some multi-purpose liquid glue to this. And we'll set it onto the front panel of our card, and then we just have to do the inside panel and make our party pants. So this part is done, very cute, and now we're going to open it up, and we are going to add a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Very Vanilla, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter tape to the bottom of this to carry that kind of sparkly theme from the outside into the inside panel. I'll add a little snail to the top, and then we'll just set this in right here. Nice and even all the way around. And then we'll add our fancy pants. So to make the fancy pants, what I did is I just took my tree punch, which looks like this. I just punched out a triangle. And then I went in with my note tag punch, and I'm punching out the basic shape of my pants. So we can just punch that out. Then I can go in, and still with my note tag punch, I can trim this off so it's nice and straight. And then we need to do a little stamping. So let me grab my scrap paper. I'm going to add those cute little hexagons that we put on the balloon, and we'll just stamp those all over our pants and make them look nice and fancy. Kind of reminds me of the Zubas from the 80s. Or was that the 90s? I can't remember now. I think it was the late 80s, early 90s. So here we go. So now we're just going to trim this up to make it look a little more pants-like. And we have our fancy pants. So now we can go ahead and add this to the inside panel of our card along with a stamped birthday sentiment. So I'm going to take a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue, put this right there, and then we'll add our sentiment, happy birthday to you. And we have a pretty cute card that we can give to a guy. So here's the card we just did. Here's the card I had made in advance. I truly hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I truly appreciate you, and if you need a demonstrator, be sure to drop by my blog at www.stampingtoshare.com. I have links there where you can place orders, and I also have a newsletter link where you can sign up for my weekly newsletter. Have a great day. Bye-bye.